Hey, this is Russ. Yeah, I'm still inside. It's gonna rain for the next several days, so yeah, we're kind of starting the season of where we're gonna have to start doing the green screen stuff. Yeah, I didn't even finish doing my draining of my batteries down to the 70% level. So hopefully it'll warm up a bit down the road. But next week, yeah, I saw things that are in the 40s. Yeah, it's gonna be a little too cold to head out. So yeah, we're gonna be inside for a while. Now, I've waited a long time to do this particular recording because every time I wanted to do one, somebody was blowing leaves or something. Now, I kind of thought, you know, it's drizzling out there, it's wet out there, why are you blowing leaves? Yeah, and if you hear it in the background, because it is still going, I apologize for that, but it's either record it now or never get it recorded at all for the video. So I said, okay, we're just going to go for it. We're just going to record, and then that's it. So I apologize for the noise in the background if you hear any humming going on, because that's just leaf blowers. Yeah, you know, a lot of the people around here have lawn services, and so they do it, you know, usually when the people are away at work. And so, of course, I'm retired, so I'm here at home. I hear everything. So yeah, it's just the way it is. And speaking of lawn service, let me address something again with the lawn service, because a number of you guys are saying, Russ, why aren't you cutting your own grass? Why aren't you doing your own thing? You know, you could save a lot of money if you do it yourself. Why doesn't Mrs. Wright do it? You know. All right, let me say first off, if you've never had a knee replacement done or any type of issues with your knees or your hips, that's why you don't understand, okay? Yeah, my ability to walk. Let's talk about my walking ability, okay? I could barely walk. Yeah. You guys might know it, might not know it because you see me riding the bike all the time. Yeah, that's sitting, okay? That's not called walking. When I'm walking, I feel it. I feel it in my hips, I feel it in my knees, okay? Now, don't go ahead and go and fat shaming me again, because people have done that too and you've gotten banned because of it, all right? No, I mean, when you have hip problems or you have knee problems, your mobility drops dramatically, okay? Now you may say you should exercise more, you don't eat this, don't eat that. It's easier said than done, okay? And to shame people because of that, that's shame on you for saying that, okay? That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you just can't help it. You know, it's just the way it is, okay? So yeah, I could barely walk, just so that you know. I can walk maybe a block, 2 blocks, most. After that, I'm done. I can't walk any further. Yeah, it hurts that bad. It used to be the knee, but now it's more of the hips. Now, of course, the weight plays a factor, but how did you gain the weight? Well, because you're not as mobile. You sit around at home, you know, you're not active or anything. That's how I gained most of my weight, by the way. It's because of the knee issues. So whereas the knee replacement helped my knee on the left knee, my right knee's not so bad anymore. It used to be where I could feel it. I don't feel any issues with the right knee anymore. For some reason, it just kind of went away. But the hips hurt, and that is, of course, due to weight. And then people said too that if you have a knee problem, you don't walk normal anyway, and so that just adds additional problems for your hips. So yeah, that's why I don't do my own lawn. I haven't done it for years. Okay, I had to pay for someone to do it. Now you said, well, what about Mrs. Wright? Well, she has allergies, okay? And if you don't have bad allergies, you don't know, okay? She could go outside and just start sneezing. This is why sometimes you'll actually see her riding her e-bike with a mask on. Yeah, it's that bad. So when you have somebody who has allergy issues, you have somebody who has hip and knee problems, we're not doing our own grass, okay? So don't go ahead and just say, yeah, you should do this, you should do that. Yeah, we know. I mean, you don't think I would rather do that and save money? Yeah, I mean, I'm a cheap guy, I told you guys. But sometimes you just can't do it, okay? So don't go ahead and shame other people when you know that there's potential issues that they have physically. And if you've never had physical issues, yeah, best not to say anything, because that really hurts the other person when you mention stuff like that, okay? All right, enough of that stuff. I want to clear that up. And that only came to mind just now because we hear, at least I hear the people blowing leaves. I will sometimes go ahead and do the leaf things too, by the way, during the autumn time. Mrs. Wright has basically said, find someone else to do it, because she knows that I suffer with even doing that. Yeah, bending over and getting this done, and yeah, it's tough. Yeah. All right, now that's not what the real reason for this video is. Okay, the thing I wanted to talk today had to do with what I would consider the ideal e-bike. Can we talk here? Yeah, what's the ideal e-bike? I get that question a lot, and I've answered it sometimes on comments, but I know not everybody reads the comments, so let's just kind of deal with that here. Okay, I'm just gonna go off the top of my head. It's not written down or anything like that. I'm just gonna think in my brain what things would I like to see on an e-bike from front to back. Okay, all right. So let's talk first price. Okay, I'd like to see e-bikes $2,500 and less, preferably less. All right, but I know that people will go up to $2,500 if they have to, if they know that they're getting value. So let's say between. Because the stuff that I'm going to say that I want, I know it's going to cost some money. So let's say between $2,300 to $2,500. Okay, that's where I'd like to see the pricing. Okay, so the very first thing, let's talk tire size. Okay, now I know a lot of people don't like 26-inch wheels. Some of them like 20-inch wheels. Some of them like them bigger. Some of them don't like 4-inch fat tires. Some of them like it thinner. All right, I'm going to say I'm going to want a 26 by 4-inch fat tire. Yeah, I prefer the fat tires. It's just me. You know, everyone has their own personal preference. But I always feel more secure being able to jump up on the grass if I have to, if people are in my way. And I can do that better with a 4-inch fat tire. So 26 by 4. Ideally, 24 by 4 would be better. Okay, but we know that a lot of the companies don't make 24-inch tires as part of their offerings. So let's just say 26. Okay. All right, the 20-inch fat tire bikes are typically more nimble. You can maneuver a little bit easier, but I like a larger bike. So there you go. So let's say 26 by 4-inch fat tire, but ideally 24 by 4-inch fat tire. So frame size should be made to fit that, and it should be a step-through model. Now, let me clarify the step-through. I'm sweating again. Step-through model, I want a clearance so that I don't have to step high over that step-through. Clear enough so that I don't have to lift my leg too high. I can get over it easy. Now, I can still ride a step-over bike, but it's tougher, you know, because like I said, I have hip and knee problems. But I'm still able to at least swing my leg over if I tilt the bike down. But I don't want to tilt it. So let's go ahead and go step-through design, okay? And then as far as style of bike, because I mean, there's like beach cruiser styles. There's other styles that are a little bit more modern type of looking styles. I'd like something a little bit more modern looking. So let's say something similar to, let's say the style of the Magicycle Ocelot Pro, but in a 26-inch version. So let's say a step-through design that's similar to like the Magicycle Deer. Yeah, okay, something in that sense that there's enough clearance that you can step through that and not have to lift your leg up too high, okay? So weight of bike, 70 pounds and under. Okay, now you might even say that that's still high, but based on the style of the frame that I'm talking about, it's gonna be at least that high. So 70 pounds and under, nothing higher would be ideal. Battery, 20 amp hour battery minimum, 52 volts preferred, okay? But if it's a 48 volt, 20 amp hour battery, that's fine too, but I would prefer a 52 if you can give it to me. So integrate a battery into the frame of the bike so that it doesn't stick up. Okay, many of the bikes today are integrated that way. And paint that battery so it's the same color as the bike. Okay, not this generic black battery so everyone knows there's a battery there. Paint it so it's the exact same color as the bike that you're selling, all right? Give me paint color options too. So not just like 1, 2, or 3 paint options, a little bit more options for paint colors, all right? And give me a decent saddle so I don't have to go out and buy a saddle, okay? So it typically would be wider, slightly more cushy, okay? And give me either a suspension seat post or a full suspension bike, all right? So if the price is raised too high where a full suspension bike is getting too much, is not going to hit the price range, then include the Suntour NCX seat post. Yeah, not the inexpensive suspension seat post. I want something good, okay? So something like that on there, plus a nice cushy saddle that's wide enough, all right? Okay, so what else? Hydraulic brakes, that's a given. It has to have hydraulic brakes, preferably from Tektro. Tektro quad brakes. So basically, it would be, what do they call that style of brake? It's the memory again, but yeah, a four-piston hydraulic brake from Tektro. I tend to like the Tektro brakes. They seem to do a good job. So, all right, and handlebars, yeah, mostly straight, but slight curving in would be good too. But not a curved one that like a beach cruiser type of style. No, I don't. Yeah, let's go with just the standard like a mountain bike type of thing, but not straight across, slightly tilted in. That's good. So most of the bikes today have similar handlebars like that. Okay, locking grips on the handlebar. Okay, so I like the things that have a little palm rest. You know what I mean. A lot of them have like a palm rest type of style grip. Give me that, but make sure it's locking. Okay, so it doesn't spin on me. Give me a right-hand throttle. My preference would be a thumb throttle, but it's okay if you put a twist throttle there. I could always add my own accessory to change it into a thumb throttle. So yeah, so a twist throttle on the right-hand side, okay? But that might be tough because as far as shifters are concerned, I actually prefer the trigger shifters. But if we need to get some spacing for that right side, I'm okay with the standard Shimano SIS type shifters, okay? Because I don't shift that much anyways. It's only when I need to I do it. But yeah, 7-speed Shimano Acera or something like that. Yeah, some type of derailleur like that from Shimano would be good. And then pedal assist levels that can go from 5, 7, and 9, and allow me to change the levels of the pedal assist. So maybe pedal assist level 1, I might put it 20% or something, or maybe I want to make it at 30%. I want to be able to change the percentage for every level. So, and give me a menu system that's easy to do, not something that says P1, P2, P3. Nobody knows what those things mean, okay? Spell it out on the display screen and make sure it tells me, if you do this, this is what's going to happen. If you do that, this is what's going to happen. I want an easy menu in the display screen. Display screen does not have to be color for me, okay? But the main thing is I need to be able to see it clearly in bright sunlight and also with sunglasses on. All right, I don't want to be doing this trick that we've been doing with the tape. Yeah, the clear packing tape put on a diagonal. Yeah, if you don't know that trick, put a packing tape that's done on a diagonal, not like straight on. Put it on a diagonal a little bit. Just kind of look at it before you stick it on there. You'll actually be able to see through that with your sunglasses then, because a lot of displays now lately I've been noticing can't see it. Yeah, with the prescription sunglasses that I have that are polarized, can't see it. Okay, so I need to be able to see it, and large enough so that we can read it. Not small little numbers and things like the odometers are so small you can't even read it. So something decent for that. Okay, give me a front basket as an option, because not everybody wants a front basket, but give it as an option so that you can get a front basket. And also include the rear rack, okay? Make the rear rack long enough so that it actually can put things on it, all right? Especially if you're carrying a second battery, okay? And give me some option on the rear rack that will cradle a second battery in there. Yeah, so like if you give me a rear rack, give me an option that I can buy, maybe some type of cushioned padding thing that would pad a second battery and lock it in place. So it's not bouncing around in something hard. Okay, that should be like a cushion thing that's easily applied to the rear rack. and then you can get your second battery off. You don't even have to integrate the second battery. I kept thinking, give me a battery with a bike with a double battery system. That's going to just be too heavy. Not everyone needs it. And then some of the trips that you go on, you don't need that second battery with you. So when I want to take a second battery with me, give me something where I can put it and it'll lock in place. Even if it's like some type of bungee cord system or some type of netting system, need to be able to put the second battery in the rear rack and be secured and padded. Okay. All right. What else? Batteries. Make them UL listed. Okay. Put some decent cells in there. Don't put some cheap things in there. Give me something that's UL listed and has at least 20 amp hours. All right. Let's talk about motor. Okay. For me, I prefer a cadence sensor hub motor in the back. Yeah. I find it harder to ride with a mid-drive for me, and based on where I am and how my terrain is, it's mostly flat. There are some hills, so give me a rear hub motor with a cadence sensor, because I really don't need the torque sensor for me. A lot of times I'm throttling anyway, so give me a cadence sensor, and then also make sure that the cadence sensor is sensitive enough that if I do a rotation, not a full rotation, it already starts kicking in if I need it to. But give me the option to be able to delay it if I want to. Because some bikes, when you pedal, it could take a full rotation before it ever kicks in. It's maybe a little too long, maybe 3/4 or something, whatever. But other people prefer to have an instantaneous response out of the pedal. So give me the option in the menu to change it either way, okay? And then make sure the torque of the motor is at least, let's say at least 85 plus Newton meters. Okay, 90 something would be better. All right. I find that at least if we have that, we can go over hills fairly well. So no motors that don't have at least, let's say 85, at least 85 Newton meters of torque. Yeah. So give me something that has some hill climbing ability. Okay. What else would I like? If you're going to go ahead and give me a headlight, make sure it's bright enough and make sure it flashes, okay? So I don't have to buy an external headlight. So whatever you give me, it works. So it's bright enough and also flashes with different flashing options. Same thing for the rear tail light. Make sure it's bright enough. And then when I hit the brakes, I want it to be able to have that bright or flashing while I hit the brakes or something, so that the rear tail light is bright enough and also can flash. That would be good too. Okay. All right. What else? We already talked about the derailleur. Let me see. Brakes we've talked about. Handlebars we've talked about. Frame style. Something like a Deer would be nice, or Ocelot Pro from Magicycle. Some type of styling like that, so that you can get your feet over it. Make sure it has fenders and give it as plastic fenders. Yeah, I've noticed that any fenders that have metal seem to always have some potential of rattling. Yeah, so the metal, I can forego the metal fender. I actually prefer the plastic fenders. Yeah, so if you bump it and stuff, you're not going to dent it and it's not going to miss a line and all sorts of stuff. It's just easier with the plastic fenders. I'm fine with the plastic fenders. Okay, chain ring. And your gear, your cassette, or what else would they call that thing? You know what I'm talking about, okay? Make sure that I don't have any type of ghost pedaling going on. So I think in the rear, maybe at least an 11 tooth, and then in the front, at least a 52 or 54 tooth chain ring. Yeah. Make sure there's no ghost pedaling going on, okay? Make sure it's class 3. But also with the option to either make it a pure class 3, where it cuts off at 20 miles per hour and you have to pedal to 28, but also give me the option so that I can actually turn that into a full 28 mile per hour with throttle. So we'll leave it as an option for people who like to throttle to 28, or those who say I need a totally legal class 3. Then you have an option within the menu to turn it into that. Okay, so which means on class 3, it will give you assist up to 20 miles per hour on your motor. And then if you want further assist, you have to pedal it to get it to 28, okay? And then after 28, then the motors don't help you anymore. So we're kind of staying within the law, but also for those who say, you know, I kind of need that throttle to go to 28, you have an option to turn it on. All right. What else? I think that pretty much covers it. Give me a decent bell. None of these cheapy bells. Use the bell that I use. Okay, that's not an expensive bell, by the way. You know, I bought it for like $1.78 or something like that. So I know that these things are not expensive, but I like that design of the bell because it's low profile. Okay, and if you want to go even further, you can put a horn on it too. Okay, so it's a bell and a horn, so you can choose which one. I think the horns kind of scare people. Yeah, people aren't used to hearing a horn honking at them when they're coming down the bike path, but they're okay hearing a bell. But sometimes you need a horn, okay? And if you're going to give me a horn, make sure it's loud enough so that actually traffic can hear it too, all right? Because I might be able to go do it on the street. So, all right, if you could do all of that and keep it under 2,500, preferably between, say, 2,300 to 2,500, I think you got a winner at that point. Now, I know that's a little bit more than some people are willing to spend, but keep in mind, I'm specifying some pretty expensive components along with this and some features in there that is a little more expensive to incorporate. So, yeah, we're willing to do that. So, yeah, as far as, you know, full suspension or not, I'm okay if you can't do a full suspension bike with that in that price range, then give me the Suntour NCX suspension C-post at least, because I've gotten used to having some cush going on there, so it's a little bit easier to pedal. Speaking of pedals, okay, decent pedals, okay, not ones that I'm gonna slip my feet off of easily. So something that has decent, I think mostly metal pedals. Yeah, I've had a couple that are not metal; they have like rubber type of things. Yeah, you still slip off of those. So yeah, with the little metal spikes, yeah, I think that's necessary. So those are the things that I would like to see on my ideal bike. Okay, it doesn't have to be the most expensive styled bike. I mean, you can get bikes that are, you know, $5,000 or more, but it doesn't have to be. You know, but if you have those features covered, I think you got a winner at that point. All right, that's about all I have for you guys for today. I just wanted to kind of get it out there. People have asked me in the past about, you know, what's your ideal bike. So at least if you have a video covering the features that I like to see on a bike. Now, there's probably going to be one or two things I forgot. Oh, all right, let's throw it in too. Give me a side view mirror. Okay, just include it in there and then make sure it's big enough so that I can see out of it, not narrow, thin, skinny mirrors. Give me something that I can see, you know, from top to bottom easily. And it sticks out enough so that, you know, I don't have to move my shoulder too much to be able to see on that side view mirror. That's kind of important too. So, give me a cell phone mount. Okay, something that's secure. A cell phone mount would be nice as well because I'm going to add it anyway. I think that's it. I think that's pretty much everything that I need. Yeah. So if you have any features that you would like to see added, put it in the comments below. If you agree with my picks, let me know. If you say, yeah, that's not right, do this, do that, let us know, okay? All right, that's all I wanted to tell you guys. Don't fat shame people. Don't talk about people's handicaps and you should be able to do this and do that because sometimes people can't, okay? Anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys next time, and probably this coming week, we're probably going to do mostly green screen stuff. I don't think I'll be able to take the bike out because, like I said, the weather is going to be like in the 40s. I mean, it's crazy. I think it's going to go up afterwards. So, yeah, it's up and down. It's terrible. Talk to you guys next time.